the example we're going to look at today is going to be our opportunity and look at our primary list or generic inquiry that kind of controls them. So generic inquiries don't typically look like this right out of the box. We took some time and took some of the features so that we can actually demonstrate what you can do to personalize this experience. The first thing that we did here was we added a coloring condition that is looking at the status of the opportunity. So anything that is new is highlighting the whole row as yellow. Anything that's won is showing me everything in green. And anything that's lost is highlighting that in red. I also have a cell-specific condition where I said if it's someone that's a prospect instead of a customer, highlight that blue. Draw a little more attention to that. Another way that you can use that is to kind of flag maybe a possible user error that you've seen, where if I go to the stage of 1, which now I'm clicking on that word 1, I'm going to hold Shift on my keyboard and hit the button F. The system knows to filter automatically on the cell that I clicked. And you can see here I use that as well. So if open is my status for my stage is 1, hey, let's have a visibility to my user to see that. We are currently looking at all records. So I may want to take advantage of the @me functionality where it's personalizing the records based on my login, which is Maxwell Baker. So if I come over here, you can see my opportunity is a little different than what we saw in all records. I can even do some more additional filters where maybe I want to say, well, I don't want to see 1 because I feel like they're not something I'm working on right now. A feature that we use a lot internally in our system is the functionality of the allowing to see a count, a sum, an average, a max, or a min right at the total of your generic inquiry. A good example of this is it's saying I have 9 documents that are related to 8 customers, and I have a sum of 617,000. So if I come back to all records, this will dynamically adjust based on all the records that I'm looking at. So all my records are equal to 37 across 30. So we thought that was a really nice feature to show everyone. One more thing that we can do is different ways of filtering. You can see up here I have statuses where I can say I don't want to see 1 or lost. I can check, I can clear all, I can select all. I'm just going to cancel out of there. I already have a stage 1 that was filtered, as you remember. I can just drag and drop this. Now it's going to remove that. But because I'm doing it in this session, it's going to come back, that filter, because it's designed by the generic inquiry to always be there. Another thing that we'd like to take a look at is the filtering that I can be as an admin, where I can create them and share them throughout the company. I can make them default so that when I come into this screen, it automatically goes to the default instead of all records of my opportunities. And then we can add different conditions to them and save them. And again, that is user-driven. So if I don't have access to do that, I can only do them for my personal experience, but it still allows that user to create stuff that they may use that you don't want another user to see.